Well, here we have Chicago from the air. I'm using Google Earth to take a look, and I'm also using Camtasia to record this. So let's just see how this works. It might overload my puny computer, but now I'm coming in and I'm going to be exploring Wolf Point. So let's take a look at Wolf Point. Here's this bend in the Chicago River where it goes north and south. You'll notice out this way, here is the mouth of the Chicago River, the water filtration plant. Let's take a look this way. And here we are. Now, the way I'm looking at this is kind of a surface view without the buildings in place. And you'll see Wolf Point, although here is where one of the earliest structures in Chicago was. It might have been a trading post or some sort of a building like a hotel, although records show that opposite around here might have been Mark Bobine's Sauganash Hotel. You figure it out, this location or this. But here's Wolf Point. Here you see a tour boat going up the river. But let's take a look at this, what it looks like with buildings in place. So I'm going to go down here and look for buildings, 3D of buildings. Let's see what happens. This is the way Chicago built up. There's all these buildings, Merchandise Mart there, and if we go back, you'll see that now Chicago has all of this massive building in place. So let's see if we can take another view of Wolf Point. I'm going to get rid of the buildings at this point. And let's see if we can find one of these locations for a Panoramio photo. So these little symbols that pop up are photos. Let's see what happens here. Well, this is somebody who contributed a photo. And here's another person who contributed a photo. These are taken from Wolf Point, not of it, which is rather undramatic because it's just a parking lot. There's a building across the street. And here is another view of that same building. And let's see what happens here. Yet another view taken from one of the buildings constructed in back of Wolf Point. A very nice picture of the river at night. Let's see if we can find anything where we might be able to zoom in here and take a look at something taken at street level by Google. And let's see here if we can take a look at any of that. Here we are. These symbols indicate that. So perhaps this one will give us a 360 view. Let's see. Okay, so that's pretty good. There's the Merchandise Mart. And unfortunately at this point you can't see Wolf Point. It's down more like the river level here, but this is one of the large buildings behind it, and then there's a bridge here. And so what's happening behind this is where the branch of the river is. Let's see if we can find another one here. Maybe this one. Let's see how that one looks. Well, not too much better. This is taken under one of the bridges. It's a little bit higher up, but you see Wolf Point is right down there. So let's just go all the way around. Now we're looking at this location, the Lake Street L, and somewhere in here was another one of the earliest structures of Chicago, but totally obliterated by all these modern buildings. Now looking south on Wacker, now looking west on Lake, and here looking once again north towards Wolf Point. Well, I'm afraid that's as good as we're going to do for looking at Wolf Point. And let's see if we can then get back out of this. And there is Wolf Point. We'll take these little markers off so we won't even worry about the photos. And there is Wolf Point, Chicago as it is today. Hope this helps in your visualization of this piece of Chicago. My name is Jim Janossy. Bye-bye.